Mike, what are you eating? That looks amazing.
Oh, this? It's just a delicious Elsinore burrito from El Ranchito Taco Shop.
Is that nacho cheese sauce and hot Cheetos?
Nacho cheese, hot Cheetos, and their mouth-watering carne asada. And I'm dipping it in their creamy guac.
Creamy guac. Yum.
Giggity.
I guess this is a great time to remind everyone that if they're ever in the Inland Empire area, visit Ray at El Ranchito Taco Shop.
Yeah, totally. Check them out on Facebook.com/Ranchito Elsinore.
Or on their Instagram at Ranchito Elsinore.
Now I want me some Elsinore burrito and some of that creamy guac.
Giggity.
I can always give you some of my creamy guac, Jake. Just ask.
El Ranchito Taco Shop, Lake Elsinore.
More than just great Mexican food.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just waving my hands.
It's just the baguettes.
They're baguettes. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Customer State Podcast. And I'm back.
He's back.
I am here. I missed
you,
everybody.
We missed you too, buddy.
I missed you guys. I missed our listeners. Hello, everyone. I'm Eric Montenegro.
Madame Montenegro.
Madame Montenegro, heavy line technician for Ford Motor Company.
Ooh.
And to my left is the bodacious Abby Paul.
Hello, I'm here. Apparently, I'm bodacious. I'm also, my name's Allie Paul. I think we said that. Also, I'm a warranty administrator, professional paper pusher, technician wrangler.
Yeehaw.
Service manager without the title. Just kidding. And to my left
Is the service manager without the title.
we also call him Jake Rikus.
Oh.
Hello.
Hi, Jake.
Hey, Jiggy.
Hi, everybody. What's up, fuckers?
Hey,
I like
bitches.
that one's more
Hi.
endearing. What's up, fuckers?
What's up, fuckers? We're here as a whole collective group again.
Yes. It's
We're
been
whole
quite a
again.
minute. I do miss the whole thing.
We are here. He's queer. Get used to it. So here we go.
Happy
Give your
Pride.
balls a tug, tit fucker.
Happy Pride, everybody.
Happy Pride.
The last day of Pride Month? Yes.
It's
Yes.
tomorrow, isn't it? Oh, no, it's today.
It's today. It's the 30th.
Today.
It's month end. I know.
So I'm going to go ahead before Mr. Michael, and
I
we need to
forgot.
crack
Oh, so-
beverages.
Happy Thursday.
1, 2, 3.
Happy Friday.
Yeah, but we said the day.
You did say the day.
So
My Paloma.
My Paloma.
All right, and with that, my name is Mike Sarah.
He
Hi,
is
Mike
the
Sarah.
what you would call the master of the podcast.
Pod Daddy.
Not cool.
master debater.
Yes, senior master technician, shop foreman, transmission technician.
Oh, senior master technician.
Okay.
Yes, master.
And this is
Bader.
Customer States Podcast. We're having a lot of fun.
We are.
We are.
Hold me down, master.
So
Please, sir. Hashtag settle
thank
down.
you, sir. Can I have
Thank you,
some
sir.
more?
The only-
Please, sir, may I have
The,
some more?
the only reason
More?
the only reason I'm saying that is because I'm very jealous.
So you know what I'm jealous of?
What?
Being so clean.
Having working air conditioning.
Clean
Being
Oh,
so
yeah.
clean.
dealerships.
Wait, if you guys do hear weird stuff, we have a broken
yeah,
AC, so please ignore the peanut gallery if you hear anything.
It is 83 degrees inside of my house, and it's 79 degrees outside. So we've opened up all the doors and windows. I mean, inside the studio.
Please pardon our dust.
Yeah. You may hear other noises in addition to my dog. So
Yes.
Indeed.
I'm waiting for the ice cream truck to roll by.
we don't
Oh
have
my
one
God,
of those.
Oh, you
We
guys
would-
don't have one? Oh.
We had one yesterday at the dealership.
Yeah, we did too.
We had one yesterday.
Rolled
But
through
I
after you
didn't
left.
know.
Mr. Softy.
It was the soft serve. Yep.
But it's not Mr. Softy branded.
It wasn't,
no.
but it was a soft serve ice cream truck that came
And
through
they
our
do the
dealership.
chocolate dip.
It was the first time.
I
I'm all
wonder if
about
our
a
listeners'
chocolate dip.
dealerships do that. I mean, like we used to have like a Roach coach that would come through
So did
and
we.
wings and stuff like
Gracie.
that.
We miss you, Gracie.
Gracie, yes, thank you.
I loved Gracie.
Gracie was awesome.
For anybody that doesn't
you
know what a
guys-
Roach coach is, it's called it's a
Food
catering
truck.
truck, a food truck.
So when the Roach coach was coming around during New Year's,
We'll call it a food truck. I
okay,
think from now on.
when the food truck was coming around, Gracie would allegedly bring bottles of tequila and give everyone shots.
Wow.
You know, like Christmas, she would bring soup and she'd give everybody free soup in the shop. Yeah, she was
Unless
amazing.
you were an asshole, then no soup for you.
You know who loved me more than Gracie?
Nuggets.
You know who loved me more than Gracie?
Who?
Me.
Her daughter, who ended up becoming a porn star.
What?
Did she put out?
No,
Well,
she was too young at the time when I knew her, but after she turned 18,
gross.
apparently she was like 16 or 17 at the time.
Oh, okay. So
She
the
turned
porn
18
star
and
part was
blossomed.
after.
Yeah, after that.
Well, you can't be a porn star unless you're 18.
I guess the catering business just didn't pay as well.
Well, this is a really interesting car podcast.
Yeah,
Automotive industry
well,
podcast.
I'm sorry. The catering truck
That comes through the dealership. There we go.
clearly a
Back full
vehicle.
circle.
Yep.
Full circle.
So you were talking about dust. Pardon our dust.
Right, and you said cleanliness is next to godliness.
Yeah. Well, do you guys have separate? I think everyone has like tech bathrooms, right? Or
Yeah,
like changing rooms or
Washroom.
whatever.
Yeah.
Both.
Okay, so like, how is your guys' setup before? Because I want to know before I segue.
It's probably one of the most disgusting places in the dealership.
Do you want to bet?
Yeah.
It's
I call it the
extremely
murder room.
It's extremely dimly lit, and I think that's on purpose.
Because it's a murder room.
Yeah, well, it looks like it.
Well,
I
if
try
you turn
super
on the
hard,
lights, it scares the roaches.
and we don't want to disturb the native creatures of the land.
I like the smell in there.
I bet you do.
would.
I bet you do.
Hashtag
Smells
Celebrate.
like.
want a hot dog real bad.
Hashtag smell the bell.
Hashtag
Oh.
Thank you. Do you smell that?
Bonk.
So, I walked into the Mazda service drive today, and we
You
were
look
just
very,
having a chat.
you look very sexy walking over today.
Thank you
It's
so
very
much.
sexy and everything.
I'm
She
wearing
does.
a
Hot right
dress
now.
today. This is the first time the public has seen me in a dress.
I love it.
I thought you've been in a dress once before.
Hello, nurse.
Indeed, definitely.
You have.
I have?
Yes.
No, he said hello,
Oh,
nurse.
thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
I wonder if
So-
I would look that good in your dress.
And I was told about the horrors. Not
What
horrors.
whores?
Horrors.
You guys have whores at your dealer?
horrors. Maybe some
Yeah,
of
they're
them
called
are.
salespeople.
The
Or service
horrors.
writers. Moving on.
The horrors.
That was the tech bathroom.
Okay.
And it was described to me as okay. Apparently, there's someone who likes to pee everywhere, but in the toilet.
In the designated
urinal.
spots.
That's
Like on
disgusting.
top of the fucking urinal.
People are assholes.
He says that
Grow
he
the fuck
puts-
up.
He puts his like cigarette butts or like his shop towel or whatever on top of the urinal
He's the liability.
and then pees on top of it. So I have questions. Like, is he just really, I asked, is he just really tall? Is that why he's like his dick is up higher? Is that what happened?
I think it's just
also,
he's just being
why
an
are you guys
asshole.
fucking disgusting?
That's a very generalized term that you're
is.
throwing around there because
is.
not everybody is like that, and I'd rather take offense to that.
Okay, well, you can, but why?
I try to aim as well as I can when I can, and if I don't make everything into the toilet, I clean up after myself.
What if we
so.
put like little urinal cakes in there with like a bullseye on it, and then it's like a challenge? Would
Well,
that
I
work?
think
Have
the
you
urinal
seen-
cake is the challenge.
Have you seen bathrooms like that?
Clearly, it's
there's
not.
bathrooms with like there's like guitar strings, and if you hit the thing, like filling up the water balloon at the
Yeah,
carnival,
at the fair.
yeah. So it's something like that, and each string that you play plays a different note. So you
Could you imagine how difficult that would be if they put one of those in a women's restroom?
That's apparent.
Shifting your ass across the seat.
Doing the crab walk.
So this is rapidly devolving into Customer States After Hours podcast.
Okay,
That's a
but
wait.
it's
Well, that
about-
is what this is. It's
well,
an
that's,
after-hours
that's how
podcast.
my buddy trained his son to like use the toilet like
Put
that.
Cheerios,
He-
in there.
Cheerios.
Yeah.
Exactly. Make it in
Cheerios.
between in the center of the Cheerio.
You put Cheerios in the toilet?
Yes,
why
and they
not?
have to aim
Because
at the
they're
Cheerios.
delicious. I want to eat them.
delicious.
If you want, you
Not
can eat
after
it
they've been in the
afterwards.
toilet.
No, not honey nut. You're getting those nasty whole wheat, no sugar
regular,
ones.
no sugar
I feel like a
Cheerios.
Fruit
still
Loop
do
would be a
those
better option for a beginner because I
That's so
feel
funny.
like the
Rich
whole
talked about
is
Cheerios last podcast.
oh What did
This is
he
very
say?
interesting because I don't hear the term Cheerios very often.
Cheerio.
Which is talking about how
Cheerio.
after the
Cheerio.
lease term is up, customers don't care about all the little squeaks and rattles that they heard when they first bought the car.
Oh, and then it's
the next time they
covered
bring
in
it in,
Cheerios.
they're knee deep in Cheerios. Just very weird. Anyway, continue on.
That's
So-
like the Audi that Eric Jennings got. It was a used car. It was
Hi, Eric.
Hi, Eric.
Hi, Eric.
It was an
You are a wonderful soul. Thank you for being on,
He
buddy.
is a wonderful soul. It was an honor to have met him.
He got a used Q8 in and they sold it, and it came back to him because the customer was complaining about something rolling around when he would make stops and accelerate. And so we all piled in the car and verified every time you accelerate, something rolled back, and then when you hit the brakes, it rolled forward, and we diagnosed it to under the seat.
Water bottle.
In the no, it was very small. It sounded like a marble.
Okay.
And in the vents that are in the floor underneath the seats, he had to remove the front seats out of this vehicle.
Oh my God. To remove what?
To pull the vents out, only to remove a
Prosthetic eyeball.
peach pit
Peach pit.
and
Wow.
and a walnut shell.
So some of our Ratatouille friends got in there.
Kids, there was like a plastic ring in there too and other stuff, but yeah,
Wow.
that's what was rolling around back and forth.
I
He
told you
charged them
guys-
8 hours for that.
Oh my God.
It was a big job.
Did I tell you guys about the time that there was like a ton of little items rolling around under the floor? So this happened in Mazda. This
Mazda.
woman had a beaded bracelet.
Oh, God.
Oh, and
and it
exploded.
broke and it went into the
everywhere.
Yep. And you
nothing
couldn't
is
find
fucked
it.
here.
It was
Nothing
all
is
like
fucked.
in, and she paid.
She paid to have them all removed because it was obnoxious as fuck. I'm
Yeah.
sure. Yes. No
I can't.
thanks.
Yeah, that's
not
pretty
very
bad.
clean.
That's really bad.
Some people would even warrant that as an emergency.
It was definitely an emergency. I'd
So-
say it was an emergency vehicle.
Urgent.
So that emergency vehicle, it's very interesting that you're talking about that. We, at our dealership, we service a lot of emergency vehicles for various departments and services.
Okay.
And one of them,
First responders.
yes,
Yes.
which we thank you and we salute you guys.
I'm
Happy Fourth.
saluting.
Happy 4th of July, everybody.
Yes.
Stay safe out there. But it's interesting that one of the departments, and I'm not going to say which one for obvious reasons, but one of the departments, all of their vehicles use the same key.
Yeah.
Let me say that again for those that didn't understand. All of their vehicles use the exact same key.
In the fleet.
Yeah.
So
That's
it
if
makes-
you have to get into a car.
It makes
you
sense
can.
for that sort of situation.
Except it also doesn't make sense for other situations.
So the situation that happened is that we have porters, and we know that they're not necessarily paid for their brain power.
Yeah. That's an
So
understatement.
when you call up a tag number and you tell the porter it's a police car or something like that, and they just see a police car and grab whatever keys and don't pay attention to
the tag or whatever.
number,
because there's no clicker.
the porter brings up a car that is for sure broken to give back to the police department to go put back into service. And so
Okay, but if you know that this is something that can happen, you need to be like aware.
we did not know that that's
Not
that
you personally. I'm
case.
talking about the.
we are now more aware of it, but I mean, we knew that the porters oftentimes will forget tag numbers. That's why we all have radios on. Nick saw me when I walked over to his dealership. I had a radio on still. I mean, like, it's very easy. I'm sorry, what was that tag number again?
Yeah.
Or like, is it this one? Or like, hey guys, this thing doesn't feel quite right. Like,
Right.
are you sure it's this one?
Yep.
The porter in this case, I think, just saw a police vehicle and, oh, that's the tag number. I'll grab that, and like didn't pay attention. And maybe it wouldn't have been such a bad thing if all the cars were done or it was just in for an oil change or something like that. But this vehicle was really broken.
Oh, wow.
Quite a fiasco.
So in about
Like, was it possible for him to know that he was giving them a broken vehicle?
well, if you
knew.
drove it from the parking spot to where it was in the service drive.
You would.
Yeah, because they literally, as we're looking for another vehicle, Rudy actually was working on this thing. He's been looking for this vehicle for an hour and a half, and he can't find the keys and can't find the vehicle. And then it turns out that now we just realized, because the police department's calling us saying, how did you give us this thing back? It's all damaged, and his VIN number was different. Everything was different. So it's yes, ma'am.
So, what happens if that particular department that has those fleets of vehicles where all one key opens all the cars. What happens if that ends up in like someone's
wrong
hand? Do
hands.
they change the locks on every single car?
It's kind of
I have
it's
no
kinda easy
idea.
to track those vehicles if one gets stolen.
Oh, there is so much
yeah, I
equipment in those
suppose
things.
so.
They are chipped,
You would-
GPS, computered. You'll find it.
If you steal a police car, good
know.
for you. You deserve what's coming to you.
Oh, I
It's
thought we were
it's
hiding
not
that it was a police car.
No, it was a police vehicle. I'm not going to say, it could be highway patrol, could be we service 3 other police departments and
Yeah.
highway patrol. So I mean, there's a lot of different things out there. It's very many different options.
if you've got the balls to steal a cop car, you're going to get caught.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Period.
What if you got it to like a chop shop in time?
They
and-
won't.
Nope.
No way.
Nope.
Too hot.
It's not possible.
Too hot.
They
not
wouldn't.
possible.
No chop shop.
What do
would
you think
take
this
that
is?
in.
Grand Theft Auto 4, San
don't
Andreas, or
fucking
whatever?
know how
Grand
it
Theft
works.
Auto won't even take cop cars in the chop shop.
And that should tell you something.
Yeah, exactly. So that was your guys' key fiasco.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy, and we had talked about keys before about how the on the PATS key, the passive anti theft
that one.
system,
Say that again.
passive anti theft system, PATS,
okay.
PATS.
Okay.
It's a
So
patch transmitter.
yeah, you had a key fob that controlled multiple vehicles, but it didn't start the other vehicle, correct?
No, it was just to lock and unlock the doors. It wasn't to.
But this isn't necessarily what we call a PAT system.
Yeah.
It's just a key, and it's keyed for every vehicle. So
Oh, Jake and I locked our key in the car recently.
How'd you do that?
No, it was.
It was an experiment.
Yeah, no, it was
an
planned.
experiment.
There was a backup. So it was hot. It's been really hot. So we both went into
Tell me about it.
The house.
Right, we went into the house because we were here where we live.
You
and
left
we
it
were going to
running.
go back down to
Yeah,
my
and
parents.
we locked it because
You can leave a key inside and lock it as long as there's a key inside because it thinks there is a person.
Yeah.
I rolled down the window, reached up, pulled it so everything closes. But the override for that system is if you have a key on the outside, it won't let you unlock it so that nobody can jump in and the car can be driven off.
Right.
But there's the auxiliary key. So
Yeah,
you just
you
open
stick
up
the
the
key in
remote
the
and you
door.
pop the key lock.
we wanted to see if it would work.
And it does. It does.
It is.
It is.
Does.
And it was 100% worth it because when we got into the car, it was so icy cold and beautiful.
It was nice.
Even
See, I
though
just have a remote start on my phone.
I
I
hate
want
Jesus
that.
Christ,
Can
Eric.
we pay extra to
No.
get it with the
I can
app?
do it right
two-
now with my phone.
the
if you want.
2022 22s and 23s all have remote start.
Yeah,
Wait,
that's
but
a
you
must.
have to have the app for it, right? Like you do it through your phone.
It's on
You
my
don't-
key.
You
Well, I know it's on your
You actually
key.
do it through your cell phone for the
I
Mine-
have the same
Yeah.
feature. I have the app and the key.
Yep.
Okay.
I can do either or.
Yep. But the Mazda 621s did not come with it.
That's a bummer.
They did offer it, but it ran on the 3G network. And the 3G
Oh.
network got shut down.
Yeah.
And they didn't upgrade to 4 or 5.
Jesus.
The new ones do. They're all 5G, but
I mean, how many G's do you need really?
as
At
many
least 5.
The OG.
as many as possible. I'd like to take 1,000 Gs.
Oh, yeah.
How about Ali G?
Is that like that's a comedian, right?
Sacha Baron Cohen.
Oh,
Yep.
I have no
Cool.
idea what you're talking about.
Cool, cool.
The dude who plays Borat and all of those.
Yeah, no, I know who that is, but I didn't know what Sasha, what the G was. You said.
Ali G.
Same, just
Ali-
another one of his
Ali.
characters.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
But I'm back.
Yes, you are. And
back.
I'm here.
And we
on a
The
lovely
bitch, all the
vacation.
bitch, all
we
the bitches.
enjoyed the
I played that
guests,
for my boss one
but
time.
Oh, that's amazing.
we enjoyed the guests, but you're irreplaceable, babe.
Oh, thank you.
We
I
even
appreciate
tried to
that.
replace you with another Eric, and it just wasn't the same.
No, we were two very different Erics.
And the other thing is, we all tried very hard to imitate your laugh or like girly scream, and it just
none of us can do it.
oh
No, I
my
can't do
god,
it.
I
We're
love
horrible
it.
impressionists.
I'm here for it. That was kind of creepy, but I love you.
oh god, yeah, that was give your balls a
Do you
tug.
want me to try and make the train noise again?
No,
Do you remember that? Oh, you do it well.
Wait,
That was
that
more of
on
a,
the
that was a ship.
more like
that was
a
more
horn.
of a ship. Yeah, air horn.
yep. Go ahead, do your train
That's a
noise.
familiar sound.
Do your train noise.
Oh no, I'm not gonna
I'll
do
do
it.
it.
Do it.
No.
Do it. I I forgot about that. I had forgotten about that.
I would treat you so right.
You do.
That's
When's the
freaking
last
hilarious.
time you had a good assortment of tempura?
So good. We did that last
Tempura.
time.
You and me, a whole table of dim sum.
Tempura. Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
Hey, Canadian friends, do you guys
Hi,
like
Chance.
those shows? Or is it like offensive to you?
Yeah, Chance. Well, Chance has answered for Letterkenny, and he said it's so. I'm not sure if he's seen Shorzy.
How does he feel about their depictions
One of our
natives?
listeners was the one who turned me on to Shorzy. I didn't even know that it was coming out. Letterkenny had ended, and I was like, oh, I
Jean-Luc?
really missed that. No.
Oh.
Lee.
Lee.
Thank you very much again. And there's another season of Shorzy coming out.
Right.
But I mean, shows like I can't remember what the other one is, but Letterkenny and Shorzy, they depict natives, and I don't know. I mean, a lot of the producers are the natives, so
according
I would
to-
imagine it's
Handmaid's Tale.
According to Chance,
Great show.
according to Chance, my buddy,
too much
he
for me
says
right
that
now.
I'm sure.
that the native depiction is pretty damn close.
Okay. Sorry, guys. My Koa went past me, so she pushed.
She pussed you. She pussed you.
Koa, where are those CBDBs? Are they kicking in yet? You
All
gonna
right.
calm down?
That was like perfect.
I think if you guys ignore her, she'll just gonna like slowly melt into a puddle on the couch.
So,
Yeah, she will.
so Eric, speaking of employee vehicles aren't priority,
My fucking
Wait.
truck has
So
been
you
at the
get
dealer
nothing.
for a goddamn month,
with a laundry list of bullshit.
and it's not done. Long story short, it's not done.
you know, Eric, I did try and do the homie thing for you because when you were gone, and I don't think it was being recorded. It might have been being recorded, but they were talking so much shit.
I know. I heard.
It's not fair because Eric doesn't even listen to the podcast.
Eric does listen to the podcast. He
How
did not
dare
on
you.
vacation. Is all it
Oh
was.
yeah, okay, I'm
Which
sorry.
was he was
is
traveling.
fair. Which is fair.
Which is funny because Jake, it was the exact opposite thing. You said that you wanted to talk shit about Eric, and I said no, I don't approve of that, or something like that. I believe that's the exact quote. Maybe I'll separate out that soundbite for next time. But when Eric listens to the podcast tonight from last week,
So that brought
2
me
weeks ago.
to the topic of employees' vehicles did
Are
not
not
take
priority.
priority, even if they have warranty work.
Mm-hmm.
So it now, granted,
Because it's making the
And-
dealership money.
and even in line by date, I'm still all the way at the fucking back. It's ridiculous. Like, I understand why people turn into assholes now sometimes. You know, again, I would get it if your vehicle was there for a month or whatever, extended amount of time. But, you know, if it's there for a week or whatever and they're actually working on it, trying to figure out whatever, you know, some people are assholes and they just don't understand. But in this situation, I fucking get it. And I told the writer, I was like, I don't want to turn into a bitch and be that person.
Right.
But this is ridiculous. Like, come on, the parts are on the fucking front seat.
How about I drive your truck and I'll take it into the shop
And be a bitch.
and then I'll be like, get my short blonde wig out and Karen the fuck out of these bitches.
I'm tempted.
I love how that's a verb now.
I'm tempted.
I'm gonna Karen the shit out of this situation.
I will Karen the fuck out of this place.
I will say Rudy did.
Don't make me go Karen all up in this bitch.
Rudy did fix my transmission.
Rudy to booty.
Rudy with the booty. He fixed my transmission and
Good job, Rudy.
a rattling noise that I had at idle. So I'm very happy.
He's continuing to impress me.
I
Every
got
single
my
day.
truck back. I was like, is this what it's supposed to sound like or not supposed to sound like? There's like no noise. It was fucking fantastic. I love it. So now I just have a few little quirks that need to be fixed.
I'll give any of you guys here $5 if you can tell me where Rudy Tapooty is from.
I don't know.
Rudy Tapooty.
Rudy Tabooty.
Chabooty?
Don't know.
Rudy
Never,
Tabooty.
never heard. Never heard of
Never
him.
heard of it.
I get to keep $5.
Yeah, I guess I don't get to get $5.
Not for dogs.
But I came in this week, luckily to work. There was work waiting for me. Nothing backlogged. It was all new work. I was very happy with that because I was paranoid my entire trip that I would be coming back to
A stack of
nothing.
work. Yeah.
No,
I took care of your
nothing.
recheck.
I thought it would come back to nothing.
I took care of your recheck. That's okay.
Fuck you. I didn't have a recheck until later on this week.
No, because I took care of the first one. I didn't want to bother you.
There
while you were on
wasn't
vacation.
another one. Shut up.
Was he seeing red?
he saw red this week once, and we'll cover that topic later.
What is that?
But on Tuesday,
I kind of want red sheets.
we can give you copies of that.
Oh, okay.
So
We don't even give red sheets. It's
I
either
sent
you
one-
fix it. If it happens again, it's a write-up.
A listener requested a copy of the red
Yeah.
sheet, so
Oh,
I
really?
sent
You
them
sent them a copy of it.
a red sheet and a bunch of stickers and business cards.
You should send us a copy of the red sheet so I can sit down with my manager and we can set that up.
What I'm going to
Yeah,
send
that
you
would be
is service department bingo.
Oh Jesus!
What?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
cool.
I found a good one online, and I printed it out, and I
Nice.
gave all the writers like 6 copies of them, and I said, "Here's something fun that you guys can do if you want, and whatever the prize is on the bottom, like you got to figure it out amongst yourselves."
It
But
is pretty funny.
That's cool.
Yeah. But I decided to work late on Tuesday evening. And apparently, while I was gone, they decided to change all of the locks. Oh my God. All of the locks in the dealership. Mind you, I have a master key. I'm like Mikey. I have a key.
have a master key.
Yeah, so I'm like working late. I'm like, whatever, they close the gate. It's fine. I have a key to the lock. It's 9:30 and I go to leave and the fucking gate is locked and my key is not working. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now? I'm exhausted. I'm
Who's still
stressed.
there?
No one.
why is
I
this
was the only one
fucking
there.
guy at the dealership at 9:00 at night?
So I call
Dedication,
Mikey.
Maybe?
Yes, thank you.
I
I
got
call
to say,
Mikey.
That's what I appreciate.
Thank you very much. I call Mikey and I'm like, so I hate to do this to you. I said, but I'm locked in. So Mikey came to my rescue. He's like, you're lucky I'm going out right now anyways. So he came to my rescue.
I did look
and
pretty good.
He opened, you looked and you smelled fucking delicious.
I clean up all right.
Oh my God.
You do. That picture from the wedding, you look so good.
I would have ridden
thank
you
you,
like
guys.
a
So handsome.
whore in downtown LA. Let me tell you. God damn it. That did a lot for me. That made me feel so much better.
What if he also had a cowboy hat on?
Oh, fuck. That basement would have been flooded.
Had I known.
Immediately.
Had I known.
Yeah, well. But Mikey came to save the day and let me out, and I barked at the service manager the next day. And
Did you
said,
finally?
What the fuck?
Did you finally get one yet? Or
She didn't give me one
is that
yet.
today.
No. I have to ask her tomorrow. I'll ask her tomorrow.
Ask her tomorrow. I still need you guys to drive with me in the Mazda and
Yes.
tell me if
You're
you think
crazy
the
or
noise. I'm here. Hey,
Let's do it
all
on break.
Dude,
I volunteered
Yeah, I know.
already.
All that I'm at, it's like he's giving me a sigh. You're a beautiful queen, so thank you.
I'll
In
yes.
more ways than
No,
one.
let
though.
me do it.
I will.
He's stressed when he rides the
I
car
know.
with you listening to shit.
No, I want
He's
to drive.
stressful.
That's my problem. I
No.
don't want you to drive. I want
No,
to drive.
I will go with you.
Why?
I already claimed this territory. It's
Okay,
mine.
Fine. You can have
Okay.
it.
Can we,
Now back to this recheck that you
Can I
said
have-
supposedly
No, but
came
why?
back
Okay.
while I was out.
I'll tell you
I have,
exactly what truck it was too.
Eric, can I have my hand on your thigh?
Yes. I wouldn't want to ride any other way. I love a dominating man in the vehicle. That does so much for me. I don't know why. Because I drive everywhere. Even in my relationship, I'm constantly driving. Oh, Jake, I can feel you.
What is going on here?
I can feel Jake
For those
Allie.
people that are listening to the audio version, which we appreciate, the 3 of them are sitting on the couch, very spread out, but yet
Yes.
holding appendages together. It's some weird triangle.
Say it like that.
Yes. Well, we're going to leave it vague. I think it's great. Appendages.
Hands.
Yeah. Well,
Jake reached out and touched me through Allie.
Yeah, he grabbed my hand and I.
touching you, touching
Excuse me, I'm talking.
Yeah, she caressed my inner thigh.
Gingerly.
Gingerly.
Customer
very
States
gingerly.
After Hours
As
podcast.
it glistened
Indeed.
down, that's for another episode.
Oh my God.
All right, guys.
So I got my first red sheet this past week in a very, 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 very long time.
Like okay, I thought like first ever. I'm like, God damn.
I was looking
I've
at
had
Mike, I was like, is it
one other
true?
one, but it was my first one this week.
It is true. I had to sign off on
Very
it.
long
Well,
time.
you should be
He
really
did.
proud of that.
I am, but and you know what? To be honest, the only reason it had a red sheet was because of the
Thingamajigger.
what's the word I'm looking for? The checks and balances in place. It wasn't because it was a recheck for the same thing. It was because it came back within the time frame that we're required to put a
Right.
red sheet on there.
Right.
Which is
So
good. Like,
yes. So and I had a very good explanation for as to why and what happened and whatnot. And
You're a super good liar. I really appreciate it.
Not a
That's what I
liar.
appreciate about
Fuck you. Don't call me a liar. I am the last person to lie to you. If anything, I tell on myself.
Eric tells it how it is,
He
and
does.
too often. I mean, there is no filter on this mouth right there.
And I will go tell on myself.
That's what I do really
That actually
appreciate
happened
about
this
you.
week, actually, and I'll segue into that in the second half as to how I told on myself, because I don't want any fucking surprises. I don't want to be blindsided by anything.
know.
I'm going to go tell whoever needs to know, because I know shit's going to hit the fan. I'm going to go tell you and give you a heads up, say, hey, you know what? Just to let you know this is coming your way. I know it's going to, but I did this, so be prepared. And sure as shit, I get the text.
prepared.
I got the text message later. But anyways, I got a red sheet this week because this truck came in on Monday and it was in for a check engine light, and it came in. I scanned it. It had a code for a glow plug. Long story short, I replaced the glow plug. Very low mileage truck. It was like a 2020 with 18,000 miles. Replaced the glow plug under warranty. I test drove it 4 miles. It drove fine. I put it through its paces, because I've mentioned before how I drive the vehicles in different scenarios in different ways, because I don't know how the customers drive
Sometimes
them.
on the hood.
So, hashtag sell the bell. Yes, this is true. Because I don't know how the customers drive their vehicles. So, and it drove fine. Great. Customer came and picked up the vehicle. They got 2 miles away the next morning, and it shut down on them and went into limp mode.
Oh.
So came back on the hook the very next day. I'm like, well, fuck. So it came right to me, and let me say, the first time I scanned it, it only had the single code in there for that glow plug. It didn't have anything else in there. There's nothing else in there. No history codes, nothing. It came back on the hook with a different code, and it was related to the EGR flow efficiency. And I'm going through the pinpoint test. I did a visual. I didn't see anything right away. I go through the pinpoint test, and it got me to the point of checking the cooling system. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I opened the cap, because I have to look in this bottle with a flashlight, because it's the half of the bottle is black, and the minimum line is right at the black. So at the black section. So I stick my flashlight in there. And I look.
Whoa. Phrasing.
Oh, yes, about that.
Phrasing.
Thank you. And the bottle was empty, which could be contribute to the problems it was having. So
Yeah.
I start dumping coolant in there, because I don't know why the bottle was empty.
Yeah.
And I get a gallon into it. Mind you, it's a diesel truck. It's an F550. It's a big
And
diesel
we're talking
truck.
three minimum, depending upon what cooling system you're filling.
I will cover
bare
those
bones.
specs here in a minute.
Okay.
So I pour a gallon in, and then all of a sudden I hear a fluid rushing out of the bottom. I'm like, fuck! And I go and I grab a pan from behind me, and I run over and throw it underneath the truck. By that time, it's already done. I'm like, fuck. So I go and grab my creeper. I roll underneath, and I do a visual, and I see a hose popped off of an electric coolant pump. And I notice that the clamp is in the open position, and there's no witness marks on the hose whatsoever, which tells me.
So I want to explain the clamp thing, because some of our listeners, including Ali,
Thank
may
you,
not understand
Mikey.
that. So on
I actually do know.
They're
some of our
constant
listeners,
tension.
I don't
constant
know.
tension clamps
just didn't
are
want you
not
to be
like
right.
typical worm gear clamps.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
So a worm gear clamp is something that you can, thread something in, and it tightens through a screw device, right?
Yes.
To tighten the clamp, right? What Eric's describing is a constant tension clamp. And from the factory, it's got, for servicing, it's got a position on it where if you open the clamp all the way and put it in a certain position, it'll keep itself
Stay open.
stay open for
that you
assembly or disassembly, whichever way you're going. Sometimes those
How much
things
did
never
those
get
clamps
released.
cost?
It's not the cost
and that wasn't the problem.
No, just sometimes the clips and shit, they cost
Right.
like so much fucking money.
yeah.
It's like amazing.
You actually can't
They're
get those
usually-
separately from the
no.
hose.
It comes with the
It
assembly.
either comes with a hose, or it doesn't come with a hose, and you have to just throw a worm gear,
worm
on
gear
there.
clamp on it, which I
Okay.
much rather prefer in most cases.
See, and I prefer the constant tension clamps. I hate the worm gears with a passion, because people
Why?
over tighten them
Oh, then they
all
break.
the goddamn
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So
and then it can cause damage to the
Speaking of
hose.
break,
which, yes, I'm wrapping this story up right now, which led to what Mikey was saying, that sometimes from the factory, they don't always get released into their closed position. So you have to release the clamp into the closed position so it grabs the hose and holds it in place and it doesn't leak.
always grab the hose.
So I know
Firmly.
for a fact that this had gone 18,000 miles without being released from the factory, because there was zero witness marks on the hose,
Like
whatsoever.
tool marks is what we're talking about.
It was completely smooth all around, as if the clamp had never been installed. So I installed the hose. I closed the clamp, and 8 gallons of coolant later, the cooling system was full. I pressure washed the engine compartment and undercarriage.
Gallons.
Did you charge it to warranty? Or
It is
did
warranty.
You,
That's warranty.
but did you charge the 8 gallons
Yes.
of? Okay.
Yes.
I think that's fair.
And
I
you
was
and
just
you.
curious.
What was your condition code? Was it for poor workmanship?
I don't remember what. I think it was 42.
Improper installation.
Improper assembly, poor workmanship.
Was that 42?
No, 42 does not operate properly.
Okay, no, then it was something else. I don't remember. It was
Improper
something
operation.
along those lines. I called Sam. Hi, Sammy.
Hi, Sam.
To give her a heads up because she was going to see the same vehicle with 2 ROs and be like, what the fuck? And
So do you
I
guys
sent it
do
on its
symptom
way.
and damage codes?
yes, we do.
Oh.
And there's different coding that Sam will do on top of that. But
So is there
for the most
2
part,
codes that you have to do? So one is the symptom, and then there's, or is it just
Condition
one?
code.
So it's just one condition code.
Sam fills in.
Okay.
Sam fills in the rest of it.
Yeah.
All that. Technically, the technicians are required to write down the basic part number, the causal part, and the condition code, why that part failed, in their story and on the repair order on the part stamp on the back.
Sam,
Almost no one else does that.
and I like to call her to give her a heads up because she's going to get this paperwork a week down the line, in 2 weeks, whatever, and be like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
So-
and an angry phone call comes over, and well, Sam, calm down. Hang on, let me explain this.
And I give her a heads up. I'm like, hey, this is going to come across your desk. Just FYI, this
I
is
love
what
a good heads
happened.
up.
And I explained it to her in detail, and she flagged and booked it right then and there. She's like, okay, no problem. Make sure you attach a red sheet. I was like, oh, it's really... it's fine. It didn't bother me too much, like I said, because it wasn't the same problem. It wasn't the same reason that it came back. But I did have to go get Mikey's John Hancock on the paper and turn it in for filing. He did. It was beautiful. It was quite the big Hancock. But on that note,
Drew with the non-dominant hand and crayon.
take my good hand. We have to thank our sponsors.
Yes, we do.
I haven't thanked our sponsors in a very long time.
Who are you going to think first?
I'm going to thank Nick Lowrit from Matco Tools for supplying us with all of his lovely products.
You want to know who I want to thank?
Who do you want to thank?
I want to thank Ray Moon from El Ranchito Taco Shop in Lake Elsinore.
Well, then I'll thank Travis Ferris from Hit Distributing for all of the lovely products that they're giving through Justice Brothers.
I will thank Dale Follett at twistedbills.com. He does all of our
IT work.
a lot of stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
all of our
Yeah,
IT stuff.
he
And
helps
he
us
does our
and
3D
everything.
printing.
And we have to thank Bruce Wayne.
For these amazing tunes that you're currently enjoying and rocking out to. I can see you rocking out right
That's
now.
right. They're
You're
pretty
doing
badass.
it. You know what? You got good moves. I like
Indeed.
it.
Yeah, keep that fist in the air. We'll be right back. Hi, Mike Serra here from Customer States. If you're searching for the highest quality additives, lubricants, or cleaners for your automotive, heavy equipment, agricultural, or industrial machinery needs, look no further than the Justice Brothers line of products. From lubing your chainsaw, performing a complete fuel system treatment and decarb service on a customer's vehicle, keeping that forklift forking and lifting, or just need a can of that famous JB80 penetrant to persuade a rusty bolt, Justice Brothers has you covered. Travis Ferris of Hit Distributing is not only Southern California's authorized Justice Brothers distributor, but also a great friend of mine. Over the years, Travis has helped me and my dealership with anything and everything we need, including all the lines of Justice Brothers products and even equipment to perform the various services we may need for our specific application. HIT stands for honesty, integrity, and trust, so you know when you contact Travis, that's exactly what you'll get. That, combined with Justice Brothers supplying superior quality automotive products since the 1940s and 75 years in the racing industry, you will have absolutely everything at your disposal to get the job done. Justice Brothers is proudly made in the USA, and they have a satisfaction guarantee or your money back. Justice Brothers has the best quality products over any other competitor, and they'll gladly tell you that themselves. If you live in the Southern California area, call my man Travis Ferris at 805-208-7818. And if you don't, call him anyway and tell him I said thanks. And visit justicebrothers.com to learn more about their complete line of products. Justice Brothers, America's brand for quality. That's one way to do it.
Sounds like a dying cat.
Meow. What's up, guys? Thank you for joining us again after. I won't say it again. I've
Hey,
already said it
bitches.
before. I'm really happy you didn't skip those messages. And also, we're back.
Hashtag Celebo.
We took a break.
We did. Thank you for that break.
And you know what? Sometimes that. Oh, wait. Wait. Hold the fucking phone. I'm very thirsty.
Me too.
You know, we have to do it right.
Jakey.
And to do it right, you got to do this. Oh my God, you
love
guys
you.
we all climaxed at the same time.
Hashtag Celebo.
See, and I gotta say that's what I appreciate about you.
Indeed.
Oh, this is delicious.
Jacob, what do you think
Let
of
me
that?
try it.
Prickly
Strawberry
pear topo.
hibiscus.
Ooh.
I don't know if I like it or not.
Jacob is sampling my Topo Chico margarita hard seltzer prickly pear, which in no way is sponsoring this podcast.
Alaire.
Other
Pass
than
it
the fact
here.
that it's hydrating me right now.
Allie.
That is the best one. Pass
That
it here.
is- Pass it to Jake.
Thank you again to all of our sponsors. I'm going to pass this around the room apparently. Let's make sure I get it back. I only brought one.
No promises.
Promises.
Wait. No, this bitch over here. This bitch.
Oh, that's
Thank you.
also good, though.
Jake didn't like it.
It's interesting.
I don't know if it's as good as the strawberry.
Prickly pear is really nice, especially if you've had them in the wild.
Nice.
It's interesting.
I've never. Have you had a wild?
You need to
prickly
try
pear
this.
before?
Yeah.
What is that?
They
They grow behind,
try
they grow
my
behind my
top 10.
grandma's house in X
Isn't that
Village.
something in Spanish? What is it in Spanish?
El prickly pear.
Isn't that good?
That's good.
No,
Pear
what's
is
the
pera.
nippolitos?
Nopalitos.
Small nipples.
No.
Nopales.
Nopales
Nopales.
is cactus.
Oh, it's not the fruit.
Nopalitos is when it's chopped up.
Okay,
Little
into
bits.
little pieces.
Little bits.
Nopalitos. Anywho,
So-
welcome back.
So
What in God's holy name are you blathering about?
that was
that
a
on
double,
purpose?
That was a
double
fat
press.
finger. My
Yeah.
bad.
So since we're back
Everyone's allowed one.
since we're back
Or
from
two.
break, we'll talk about the next topic, which is to take a break or not, and that is the question.
You should always take your breaks. That is the official response.
I'm terrible, you guys.
Yeah, but see, the problem
Are you
is
talking about like a 15 like, every
no.
2 hours you're supposed to take a 15 or whatever?
No, like an actual lunch break.
Oh, yeah.
15s are fine
I
because
got
you
you.
can step off from your post, but and I've talked about this before in previous episodes. Sorry, I stepped away from the mic. In previous episodes where
I sat away from
What an
them.
amateur.
yeah, right. And
Tighten her up a bit.
with being a service advisor, and some service drives will close for lunch where the doors will get locked, or they won't be there. You can still pick up your car. There will be somebody there that can help you, but physical service advisors will not be there. You're allotted a fucking lunch. The problem is where I work, and I'm sure there are other places who are like this. If you leave, the service drive is still wide open. It's like you never truly get to have a break because you know that people are going to show up early, or there might be a tow in, and since, most service advisors' income is based on you being there to get as much work to come across your desk as possible, every single second you're away from your desk is a possible missed good job.
So you get nothing.
So the thing is, it's like, I had a decent month this month in sales, and I worked my fucking ass off. But
you get nothing.
right,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's because of that. It's like, when I can, I will take lunches with Allie, and if we scheduled properly, then we would be able to not have people show up between 11 and 12:30, where we would have our last appointment when we're fucking supposed to, and then I would be able to take a lunch.
I also owe you a sandwich
Oh yeah.
Why? I want to say.
because I'm a nice and friendly person. I'll bring you both sandwiches
I want to
I
cook
wanna-
meat
from my
I've
favorite
gone out
sandwich
to
shop.
lunch.
Mike is a giving person.
That is absolutely correct.
I want a cock meat sandwich.
Nope.
Oh, well, we should
want a
all
hot
go.
dog real
Let's go to
bad.
lunch tomorrow. Oh, no, I am going to undisclosed sushi. No, it's with someone else.
You guys will be
You're
lucky
going
if
to
I
lunch
can remember
tomorrow?
my name tomorrow.
Yes.
You didn't tell me that.
I'm going to lunch tomorrow. I just remembered. And I'm going to Nori.
With just
Hopefully not.
why?
Because she asked me and I couldn't say no. And
Why?
like, You know,
Here, wait. Let me teach you. Wait, let me teach.
Can you
Wait.
out the name that I said? Please?
Yes.
Anal.
Anal?
Nope. That's not the sound like it. The
I was
sound
trying
bite.
to teach her how to say no.
Oh, I was going to say, here, let me. That's actually really funny, yeah, because she does it, yeah. No.
No, everybody has
No.
friend, quote unquote, air quotes that you can't see, that you love sometimes and you hate sometimes. And I feel like I'm leaning gradually more towards the love-like side.
Wrong.
For at least the next couple weeks. And I know she feels the same about me. You know when you just have someone
Wrong.
that
It's a
has
mutual
like
understanding.
a
Wrong.
really like a personality that no matter how much you try to like each other, like your personalities clash.
Give your balls a tug, tit fucker.
You know, no
That's-
matter how hard you tug,
Yeah.
sometimes you fuck a tit. I don't know.
That's I don't think those words have ever been said together, but we should actually put that down in a like some sort of an ism book.
Fuck a tit?
Sure.
Go fuck a tit.
You can't fuck a tit. You can fuck
You
a
go
pair
fuck
of
a goat.
tits.
I'm pretty sure.
You can't.
I don't know why that reminded
can-
me of you kicked my dog. That guy.
The
And
jerky
now my
boys.
dog needs operation.
You can fuck your friends and you can fuck a tit, but you can't fuck your friend's tit?
All of this is going to have to be edited out at some point. This is getting
No, it won't. Shut up.
horrible. My
Stop.
God. Okay.
That's why people tune into us.
All right. Fine.
Because
So
we're relatable.
today I took a break. I took my lunch. I drove by myself.
And there goes those sounds that we were telling you about with the windows
It
being
sounds
open.
like you guys are back at work with all those
That
diesels.
was actually a
You know
Ford.
which one- you know
yeah,
which
that
one
was
that
a
was.
6.7.
No.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
No.
It was a straight piped.
6.2.
I have one in my bay right now. I know what the fuck
Larger
it's
I
than
actually know what
average.
truck that was, so it wasn't.
No, really.
6.2.
No. 6.2. We don't have a 6.2.
I know you don't.
We have a 6
We don't
liter
have a 6.2 diesel.
and a 7.3.
Oh, right. You don't have a
This is
6.2
true.
diesel.
We have
So
a
you're
6.2
telling me you have a
V8 gasoline
6.2G?
engine. Oh, Jesus.
What?
6.2 liter displacement.
No. I'm not sure how many
For the
liters
engine
it
capacity.
displaces.
How much do you displace, Mike?
Oh.
How much do you displace?
Ooh,
right.
It makes me want a hot dog real bad.
Wouldn't you like to know, Allie?
Talk real bad.
Can we please continue
Anyways,
on?
I just wanted to tell you how I took my lunch and I watered my tomatoes, and that's not a euphemism for anything.
Are you growing tomatoes at the shop? I must not
No,
know that
at
part.
my house.
She
'cause
lives
my
a
house
mile
is-
from the
Yeah.
dealer.
I'm aware of that.
I can walk to my house in 10 minutes. I don't walk because it's been hot. I drive my car.
I have lots of tomatoes growing right now.
Yeah, Jake has like
Yellow pears.
Yeah, he
Perfect.
has yellow pear tomatoes, and there's probably like you probably have about 20. I have 3. There's supposed to be a cherry tomato.
They're this fucking big.
Yeah.
Wow.
I listen. I purchased it from
A local shop.
a local charity that does a barbecue every Saturday.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
He's like, it's a
And,
cherry tomato
there
graft.
was a man
No.
there selling tomato plants, and I purchased it for $2.50.
It got huge.
Supporting local
what he
businesses
said.
and people, you know.
Yeah.
And what Jake was talking about, I believe in the beginning, was how important it is to take your break,
Well,
take your 15, get away from the shop.
It's important to take your hour lunch or at least a half an hour, but I literally can't 90% of the time.
Yeah, but do you think you make it up in like?
Do you know that if you
Tiny
physically
breaks?
leave the dealership, then like that's how you are able to take your breaks?
Yeah, the problem is, like I said, 90%,
They call you and
90% of my pay is based on me being there. I lose a lot from an hour. If our schedule was set properly where we actually ended our appointments when we were supposed to in the morning and picked back up when we were supposed to in the afternoon, I'd be able to. But we schedule freaking from literally 7:30 to 3:30 in nonstop fucking
So
blocks.
why don't they
you don't have
stagger
enough
the break?
service staff to help to give you the relief time.
No, that's not it. It's the fact of
That's what that sounds like, because then
there-
otherwise you would for sure be able to leave the dealership for an hour.
There's no, that's not it. There's too many appointments for me to feel comfortable to walk away from my desk.
You don't trust your coworkers enough?
No, that's
They just
lost
can't
money
handle
for
it.
no. That it has nothing to do with that. It's lost money for me. If there was like one or two,
You don't want to give it to
Correct.
someone else.
You're going to work yourself to death for a little bit more money at that time.
Unfortunately, because
I'm just trying to understand this right now.
You're understanding it.
You're understanding it. It's because if there was like one or two,
I appreciate the hustle, but like there's a time and a place for it. Come in earlier, or stay later, or whatever. Or you need your time. You need your you time. It makes you better and more efficient for everything else. You know, if you're stressed out because you haven't had enough food, or can't wrap your head around something because all you've been doing is this. If you take a little bit of time for yourself to get you right, then you can better serve other people and potentially be able to sell better or make more money or whatever. I mean, that extra 15 minutes maybe at your break isn't gonna kill your month or your pay period. I don't feel like.
You'd be surprised if I were to.
And I'm not a service writer, so again, I'm speaking out of my ass. But
let's take this month where I did 130,000 in sales. If I were to take a lunch every single day like I should, I probably would have only made 90.
You think you lost?
Yes,
and
I would have 100%.
Is the stress and the pressure and the strain is that worth?
I don't make enough to lose $40,000.
All right. I mean, there's that.
So
Of commission, to be fair.
Even so,
To be fair.
Let's look at it this way: 30 days general or 22 days, whatever. An average ticket of mine can range anywhere from 15 plus. That adds up. 22 days times 2 Gs.
No, I totally get it. It's just like, Eric yells at me like, all of you guys yell at me for caring too much about any specific thing, right? But that's what makes me work. And so I'm trying to understand what your thought process is on it.
Has nothing to do with I work too much. It has to do with the fact of I will lose
it's purely
too much
based
money.
on money.
It's
Correct.
one thing to be dedicated, and it's another thing, like Jake tells me this all the time, to think that you're perfect and you can handle all of it, because eventually it is going to add up. And to be fair, Jake has said to me, like, I don't care what happens. I'm going to lunch. I need to go to lunch.
There are some days where I will do that.
And I think he does know when enough is enough. But I think also that you need to just plan. Like, I'm going to go to lunch away from my desk.
Bless you.
4 days a week. I'll give myself 1 day.
So I just want to interrupt really quick because I think because I'm internally screaming this. I think that there are several people screaming at their various toolbox speakers and vehicle speakers, however they're listening to this or watching this, saying, if they just paid you more money for what you did, you probably wouldn't be that worried about that extra amount, or that extra amount
but then he'd
would
be
get
worried
you to
about leaving $50,000 or $60,000 or $70,000.
That's being greedy.
But see,
he's talking about making enough to survive.
That's not true. Mike is right. If I was making more, and granted, I need
this amount to survive, to continue to exist how I am.
I did get a raise, but the fact of the matter is still, I get destroyed on taxes.
Everybody's getting a raise but me.
Well, maybe later. Not with me, but
Allie still hasn't gotten her raise. She was...
No one mentioned anything.
You never asked.
I did...
Wait, you stopped by and said market's the end like I told you
I
to?
told you I would, so I did.
Oh, well, you never told me you did. Good for you.
I did.
Good for you.
You're welcome.
I'm proud of you.
I need about 350.
I have been more proactive about this particular raise than any other raise prior.
Hopefully they realize how serious you are.
And the same thing is happening as happened in past years when I wasn't proactive. So what's the point?
Because it shows that you're serious. Because it shows you're serious.
Yeah.
Have you tried allowing other people to see your talents in other areas, like other? Have you asked or tried to find other jobs anywhere, like other dealerships? Have you ever tried to look for anything? Have you ever gotten any job offers?
I
don't know how it is for a warranty administrator. I know, as technicians, everybody knows the technicians. I don't think that there's a hall of fame for warranty administrators.
It's Jesus.
Oh
my God. It's like a tech, right? You are specialized in certain in your manufacturers.
Yeah, but you can go work for you can go work for Mazda or Volkswagen anywhere.
Right, but you forget that I live a mile away from where I work, and that is worth a lot, so I shouldn't bitch. But there's places in that realm.
And depending on this raise and what she gets, she may finally have to.
Yep.
The other thing too is that I didn't really even think about until now.
I also thought about like, hey, if you guys don't
Pay us
want
for
to pay
horses.
me more, and
Oats are
cows
for
like
goats.
you,
Hashtag sell the bell.
like, hey, then throw me some money so I can go to business school, so I can like help you be a fucking help myself be a business manager in that place.
Businesswoman.
Yeah,
doing
then they just pay you the
businesswoman
same
things.
amount.
office.
Then they just pay you the same amount of money to do more work.
But if
We paid
that
for your
happens,
schooling,
then
now
I
you owe
also
us.
have an well, for an amount of time. Anyways, it was
Not a
just
good
a thought
idea.
of mine, but yeah, you know, I guess I just shouldn't be such a little bitch.
Yeah, don't be such a little bitch. Well, yeah, please.
Well, I feel like this is also directed at me.
It's not at all in any way, shape, or form.
Thank God.
This
To
kind
be
of
fair,
be
sorry.
fair.
Sorry.
No.
Okay. Switch to low. Okay, so that was not me saying I'm actually a bitch. I don't feel that way.
was a
Sometimes
segue.
It was a segue.
this kind of ties back in with the whole thing. How I told you that I tattle on myself.
Oh, because you're so honest.
I try to be. I really do.
I do it too.
And this week I went to go look for a car that was punted to me from another department. And the technician said one of the cylinders had low compression. Like, okay, that's not very common on these engines specifically, but doesn't mean it's not possible. So I'm going to look for the car, and I'm clicking the fob, and nothing, no honks, nothing. I walk the lot twice. I'm like, where the fuck is this car? So I'm walking back to my bay, and I happen to see one that matches the description of the vehicle, and I walk over to it, and it matches the tag on the key. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm clicking it. I'm like, I guess the battery's dead. And I try to open it. Yep, battery's dead. So I have to get the key out and pop the cover off of the lock. And I open the car, and I try and start the car. And sure as shit, the battery is definitely dead. And I look over, and that's because the lights were left on. And I look at the tag, and the space number is not written on the tag. So I'm beyond fucking frustrated because it's 100 degrees outside, and I'm not exaggerating. It was 100 degrees outside.
It's been super warm.
And
out here in
it's
our area.
beyond warm. It's fucking hot. And
Just like you.
Scorching. It's
See,
like the
stop.
devil's taint.
It's fucking the devil's asshole. And so I know who the tech who had the car before me who diagnosed it and punted it to me. So I'm walking back towards the service drive to go look for the jump box to give the vehicle jump start.
Yeah.
And I see him walking across the lot. And I called him. I said, hey, I was like, I have a bone to pick with you. And he's like, what? What did I do? I said, if you don't start fucking writing the space numbers on the tags, I'm going to kick you in your goddamn shin. I said, I know.
Wait, was this a porter or was this a tech?
No, it was a tech. I
Because
said,
the
I
person
know
who
for
punted.
I know for a fact that you don't write space numbers on tags because you've made that known. You have said out loud that you don't write space numbers on tags. I said, let me tell you, normally that's not a big deal because you can just click the button, but the battery was dead on this vehicle, which also normally isn't a big deal, but you left the fucking lights on. So because you left the lights on and it killed the battery and you didn't write the space number, I'm walking the lot twice in this fucking heat. Write the goddamn space numbers on the tag. And he just started to walk away. I said, okay. And I wasn't a total asshole behind it because I have a good rapport with the tech. We're fine. We get along. There's no, negativity there. But I was a little frustrated. And so I go and I get the car started and I'm driving around the lot back to my bay and I see the boss walking across the lot and I stop her and I go, I'm just letting you know right now that I just barked at this technician for this reason. This is what I said, and this is what happened. And she just kind of laughed. She's like, okay. I'm like, I'm just letting you know.
Just getting ahead of yourself.
Right.
I've done this before.
And she laughed, and that was that. And I went back to my bay, and I get a text message an hour later. I need to see you in my office. I'm like, okay. I'm like, I know exactly what this is about. I was in the middle of something, so I finished what I was doing. And I go to the office, I sit down, and she goes, you know why you're in here? I said, yeah. You can't talk to people like that. I said, okay. And she goes on how she knows it's frustrating, empathizing and, she didn't know that was a problem and that I need to come to her next time, blah, blah. I said, look, I said, I get all that. I said, but we have a good working relationship. I wasn't trying to be an asshole because I was being slightly sarcastic with him. That's why I said, oh, I'm just going to kick you in the shin as opposed to I'm going to kick your ass if you don't do this.
Yeah.
You know? And she's like, yeah, but I guess he really got his feelings hurt and it bothered him. He thought you were being disrespectful, blah, blah. Like, okay, whatever. She's like, I need you to go talk to him and apologize to him and set it right. I'm like, oh my God. Okay, fine. She's like, do you want to do it in here or do you just want to go do it in the shop? I said, no, you can bring him in here. That's fine. So she texted him and he came over and sat down. I was like, hey, buddy, what's up? How's it going?
I can't wait to hear who this was.
I said, how's it going? And he just kind of looked over. I said, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize that you were offended by what I said. I said, it wasn't my intention to upset you or make you feel like I was being rude to you. I said, it wasn't even really that big of a deal. I was just giving you a hard time and nothing more than that. I said, I value you as a technician. I think you're a wonderful person. I love working with you. I said, we have a great relationship. He's like, I know, I just didn't understand.
Monkeys might fly out of my butt.
I just didn't get why you came at me like that. I said, like I said, I was totally kidding, but I'm sorry.
Because you fucking fucked up.
I said, but it's fine. I said, it's not that big of a deal, but I'm sorry. I did not mean to hurt your feelings. I said, but I'm kind of hurt that you didn't feel, that you could come up to me and talk to me about that.
Right.
I said, but that's okay. That's neither here nor there. I said, I don't have any ill will or feelings towards you. I said, we're fine. And she chimed in and again started beating a dead horse with a fucking stick. And he's like, no, I'm good. We're fine. And that was the end of the conversation. And he left. I was like, I'm sorry, your technician's a little bitch. And she started laughing. She's like, well, I said, I get it. It's politics. It's corporate bullshit. You have to do what you have to do.
I know who it was.
Doesn't bother me at all. I said, it's fine. And that was the end of the conversation. But I'm like, really? You went and tattletaled over that conversation?
I think that if you have a problem with someone and like you don't hate, like it's one thing if it's gonna come to blows. Like you're gonna know if it's the wrong person to tell it to. Course. But have the respect.
In shops as small as ours.
I'm sorry, does that person listen to this?
No.
Okay.
In shops as small as ours and communities as small as ours, we all need to work together. It doesn't matter if you and the other technician don't get along. I mean, that can be very difficult. But even like the departments, they need to get together. So, you should have been able to talk to that technician, or that technician should have been able, rather, to come to you.
Yeah.
And just talk it out with you. You're a big tattooed and scary guy, but he knows that you're a freaking little teddy bear.
Yeah.
Just talk to him. And if you had a problem with the way that he approached you, be a man and say something about it. I understand if it was different, you have to go to HR or whatever, but
the conversation would have went exactly the same. It would have been like, oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to piss you off or make you feel like I was being disrespectful.
You weren't fronting because,
No cap.
Yeah, no cap at all. No.
I'm sorry, that just came out. That's not something I usually say.
Fronting?
You weren't fronting?
That's what she said.
No. So it was...
what is that?
It's a June bug.
Oh, I'm fine with June bugs.
It was stupid. I'm like, this is ridiculous, but whatever. You're going to have those people in the shop. You have to deal with it. And
feed it to Koa.
It's fine. So, I guess that had a sense of urgency at that point.
Yeah, I mean...
dealt with.
It's over there now if you're looking for it. It's by
they're
it's
trying
right
to
here.
hide. They're trying to find a June bug they got in the house.
They're so dumb. They're the dumbest bugs.
They are super dumb.
Me in the face while I'm trying to record a podcast.
It would be funny though.
This is a real sense of urgency.
Oh, I don't remember what this topic was from last week. I was hoping somebody else did.
I think that the sense of urgency had to do tied in a little bit with work ethic.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think Rich had mentioned that. See how urgent I'm trying to be with this topic? He had mentioned that a main bone he had to pick with newer guys was that they don't have the same sense of urgency.
Yeah, I can relate to that.
You know what I mean?
But as far as like getting the job done and on the next
getting a job done, I guess it ties into efficiency.
Be done now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like, with new people and younger people, not to sound old, but there's
ancient.
a lot more distraction now than there was before.
Well, it doesn't always even boil down to the distraction. A lot of times I feel it comes down to work ethic, and you have those technicians who lack that nowadays. It's not the techs now, they don't have the same work ethic, and we're not that old.
But it's
We're
kind
the
of the
last of a
climate.
dying breed
We
here.
grew up, or we cut our teeth in the industry around the guys that actually gave a shit
Well, it doesn't
and
even
worked.
have to boil down to the industry itself. It could just be in general. The work,
Because I see it in the office.
yeah, it could be in any industry. The work,
Just
because
work
I've
ethic
worked
in general.
Yeah, because I've worked in hospitality and restaurant and bar management.
I love how
and
you
all
call
that.
it hospitality, Eric. That's so cute.
Because that's what
I
we
love that for
That's
you.
what we
There's
call
like-
that.
I know. It just makes
I know,
Schools
and
for
it's fine.
hospitality.
And even in that industry, the young kids, they just don't have that work ethic. They don't care. They'll call out because they cut their finger, or whatever. Stupid.
Throw some duct tape on that and get back to work.
My dog
Yeah.
is feeling sick.
I've called out because my dog died.
It was my dog's birthday.
Well,
and I
yeah,
took a
if
half
your
day.
dog died, fine. But it's like, come on, just go to work, do your fucking job, and go home. Try to plan accordingly. We understand life happens. Life happens to everybody. But every little thing that happens in your life does not constitute you not having to go to work.
Right.
I'm tired and I have a headache. I can't go in. Get the fuck out of here. Take an Advil and go clock in.
See, it's usually not me missing going into work that's the problem. It's me staying at work that's the problem.
It's
Well, and I think the urgency ties into as well the perception of the people around you. Okay? So we all think that, this job should take this amount of time, or, this stack of paperwork should be filed by this time, or whatever, because you would do something differently. So is there something from our end where we're not being sympathetic because we're already, more professional than people who are cutting their teeth right now? Like, do you think that the generation that trained us thought the same about us at the time?
no.
No.
Really?
I don't.
That seems a little bit cocky.
No, I honestly, and I can see how it comes off that way, but no, because it's evident when you see people who are older than we have.
And they're getting it done.
No, that they're not. That speaks volumes to that. Yes, we kind of alluded towards the younger generation not having the same work ethic, but you can even see it in some of the older people, and you look at their resume and they've worked at 10 different dealerships in the last 10 years because somebody pissed them off at work, or they didn't like the manager, or excuse me, whatever the reason was. They bounce around from job to job because they don't have the right work ethic. It's not there. So not necessarily, no. I see how that could come off cocky, how you said, but I don't feel that even the older people who were training us to do what we do now, no, I don't feel it was as common then as it is now.
Yeah.
Like
No,
you said,
I
there's
mean-
a lot more distractions now.
Like, I have employees that I work with who are younger that will literally will make mistakes, and I notice they're watching a show on their phone.
Yeah.
And it's really hard for me. Like, don't give me the excuse.
Yeah.
If you fuck up, you fuck up.
Yeah.
But when you have your phone in front of you, it makes me think you're distracted by your phone.
Yeah, no,
So
absolutely.
don't be on your phone. Unless you're listening to our podcast, then that's fine.
How do you guys feel about earbuds? Earbuds in the shop.
I think
In
one
the shop?
earbud is
One,
fine.
one is fine.
You need to be alert. Not
Right.
even one.
I think one is fine because
My tech ain't.
whether or not your speaker is playing from your toolbox, which mine is at all times, or you have one in your ear, it's
My
a source of quote unquote distraction.
My tech angel has one, but he's,
Yeah.
coherent of what's going around
Right.
or in and around him when you're trying to get his attention. My other tech, Jeff, he has, a full headset on, but the guy's a machine. It doesn't bother him. That's the thing. And then if you need him, you go out to him. Or he's like, if I, don't
Text him
notice
or
your page
whatever.
or whatever, he's like, I always have my phone on me. Yeah. He's like, and it's hooked up to my ears. So he's like, as soon as you text me, they come off and I come see you. Or we go out there. But he's not distracted by that. It puts him in his own zone. Nobody bothers him, and he gets the work done.
I wasn't necessarily, we were talking about distractions before, but I was talking about earbuds, A, with distractions, but B, as far as like, that's a very dangerous thing. If he's got headphones on or whatever, and he can't hear what's going on around him, if a car's barreling out of control through the shop at him, and he's at his toolbox minding his own business, he can't hear the thing or people yelling or screaming at him. It's
that's for that reason why I said 1 is fine.
But if your speaker is really loud,
it's not going to be.
It's not as loud as something covering your ears and blocking everything else out.
Yeah.
Well, thankfully, nobody's barreled him down yet.
You can't listen to Dido or whatever that loud and not be able to, pay attention to what's going on in the shop.
Well, as we lead towards the end, Mikey played a prank on me a couple weeks ago.
Oh yes,
that was
I did.
hilarious.
And you guys saw the video.
Yes,
but
we did.
Our listeners have not.
I don't think I posted it, but I will. This video will be up by the time.
I was on lunch in front of my box, and a few of my coworkers were with us, and we have a thing every day. We sit at my box at lunch, and we turn on the iPad, and we watch shows and movies and whatnot on the big speaker, and it's just a thing we do.
Yeah.
So we're watching a show or a movie, I don't remember, and couple of them on our phone, and I'm watching the iPad, and then all of a sudden I hear this loud bang, and I thought a car fell off a lift or something, somebody crashed something, so I stood up real quick and I looked over. I was like, what the fuck? And from out behind of one of the other cars in my bay comes Mikey giggling and laughing, and
with a firecracker.
And Rudy recording because Mikey threw a firecracker on the ground, and it was a loud fucking firecracker, and it scared the shit out of me.
Well, they're not just extremely loud firecrackers; they're also extremely illegal firecrackers in the state and county that we live in. So,
well, I also want everyone to observe when they watch this video, like how Eric looked like he was gonna make some shit fucking happen. When he got up and he had like his fist. He's like, what? I told him, I was like, you looked so butch when you did that.
So butch.
I didn't even think it
come
just
at me,
was
bro.
like
Very much
natural
so.
reaction.
He got all puffy, like the fuck.
Well, the thing is like in the video, the firecracker, because I actually threw 2 firecrackers. They're so loud that like a gunshot, it goes off in the video. It's so loud that it doesn't sound like anything.
And
but
echoes.
It was deafening in the stall. I was there. It was deafening. And I did it on purpose. And I made sure that they weren't working on a car. They weren't distracted. There were no combustibles
We were
around.
on lunch.
It was shenanigans. It was lunchtime. I as safe of a prank that you can pull.
It was
like
funny.
That. It was pretty good.
Also, when we say firecracker, it's like a pop. It's not like
We're not talking about like chicken from the
firecracker chicken.
Stupid. You're retarded.
from Panda Express.
You're dumb.
No, it's not something you have
It's like
to
those
light.
ones that you throw on the ground and it pops.
Yeah, but it's big. It's not like the one you buy from the store, safe and sane, California.
It's an impact firecracker.
Yeah, they're pretty strong.
Yeah.
But speaking
And
of,
I have 2 more boxes.
Oh my God.
Speaking of which, have a safe 4th, everybody. Enjoy yourself. Don't drink and drive. Get an Uber. Be a DD. Be smart.
For sure. Yeah.
Don't blow off any limbs. Before the 4th, look at your hands and ask yourself, do you like all your fingers?
Do you like the ability to do your job, whether you're holding a pen or typing into a computer or holding a wrench?
Do you like holding your loved one's hands?
Yeah.
Do you work on
that's
cars?
rather sentimental.
Do you work on cars? Would you not be able to hold a wrench anymore?
Do you like petting your dog with all the fingers that you have?
Do you like cracking open a cold beer? All these things can be gone.
Indeed.
So just be safe, everybody.
Celebrate
Have a good 4th.
responsibly.
Yeah,
Happy
exactly.
4th of July. Also, I'm doing 2 pyrotechnic shows this weekend.
Yes, you are.
I have one on tomorrow on Saturday.
All the time. Well, not all
Where's
throughout the
the
year.
season?
but
Every year.
Every
Where's
year.
the one on Saturday?
Los
Far
Angeles,
away, close?
somewhere. It's
Gotcha.
about an hour away from where we are, hour and a half maybe. And then the big show is on Monday for the 4th of July.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I go out and I shoot the.
Where's the big one?
Is it Ocean?
It's over by Universal Studios.
Okay.
Oh, you're going over there.
Yeah.
You're not doing a barge again?
No. That was actually the first show I ever shot, which is what got me hooked.
Gotcha.
That was so cool when you were talking about like when they go off that the barge like gets pushed into the water, like
and
pushed down.
the percussion from the barge, because it's like, you know, a hollow thing, it reverberates, you know, shooting him from, you know, 50 feet away or whatever, you know, or maybe 80 feet away, very close. I mean, as they go up, it's amazing. Maybe I'll post a video from the next show or something like that.
Careful,
a short section.
Yeah.
Well, I have full video from the last show.
Okay.
I haven't shown you guys that yet. Anyway,
I want to see.
Yeah, we're getting off topic. Yes. Everybody be safe. Be safe out there. Okay, guys.
Unless you're Canadian, then you don't celebrate it.
Don't they have is in that
Boxing Day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
We're gonna have a bunch of listeners screaming
that was
at us right
after
now.
Christmas.
Well, it's
It's like their Thanksgiving.
Yeah. They're,
Happy 4th of July, everybody.
I think my dog just shot shit out of her ass.
I think Allie shot shit out of her ass.
Hashtag sell the bell. Happy 4th of July, everyone.
See you next week, fuckers.
Those of you that aren't watching, you need to watch the YouTube video for what just happened.
Please listen to the audio. I'll briefly explain it as we play the outro music. Eric just surprised the shit out of everybody and shot off a giant firecracker that is now going to be the source of a massive cleanup attempt before you guys leave my house.
Definitely.
Before you guys leave my house, you're helping me clean this up.
That's payback for the firecracker crank, my friend.
Nicely done.
Thank you
Nicely
very
done.
much.
So don't forget to follow us on wherever you listen to us, and
Yes.
also rate us 5 stars. It helps more people
Yes.
find us. And also, you can follow us on Search Customer States on Instagram, Facebook,
Customer_states for Instagram and Twitter.
and TikTok, where this is definitely going to be on for sure.
Customer States Podcast at gmail.com is our email address, which also happens to be our PayPal.
Yes.
CustomerStatesPodcast.com is our website where you can find all of our episodes, information about us, some of the products and gear that we sell. We have stickers,
Merchandising.
you know. And again, if you guys write into us at Customer States Podcast at gmail.com, I will send you business cards for free.
Yep.
Maybe a couple stickers if he's feeling generous.
Anybody that buys shirts or hats from us, they get free stickers, free business cards. If you want a red sheet, I'll for sure send you a red sheet.
And please send us your listener mail.
Listener
Come on,
mail,
we want to
voice
hear from you
memos.
guys.
Yeah, we love
All
the
that jazz.
interaction. If you guys have any topics that you want us to cover or any controversial subjects you want us to talk about, we love that stuff.
Yes.
And Nick, Raymoon, Travis, everybody, thank you so much, guys.
Yep. And Dale, thank you, Bruce. And with that, we say
later, fuckers.
Bye, bitches.
Love you.
Hi, this is Mike Serra from Customer States. Matco Tools is one of the best tool companies in the industry, and Nick Lowridge is one of the best Matco tool distributors. Nick can get me anything I need for the shop or for at home. From oil drain pans to beef jerky, Nick's got what I need on tap. Nick works in the Thousand Oaks, California area, and you too can get whatever you need by calling him at 805-796-7323. And if you're not in that area, call him anyway and tell him you heard about him from the Customer States podcast. And then you can hop on to matcotools.com and find a Matco Tools distributor near you. Matco Tools. Service, trust, results.